All right. Hi, everyone. This is independent consultant and executive regional vice president, Kristen Furbacher. Welcome to our Rockstar Nations to Be Sunday Zoom training. And today I am going to be training you guys on our facial party presentation and what are the benefits of it and how to keep it very duplicatable in your team and in your organization so that you have a really streamlined way to do this that is simple and works. So I'm really excited. This is going to be based off a Dropbox folder that I have. It's a shareable link that all of you have access to. It will be posted in our Rockstar Regions Facebook page. And then I'm also going to upload some of the files separately so that they're in there. So everyone will have access to it. So I'm looking at everyone on here, and I think all of you guys have hosted an Arbonne facial party before, but if you have not and you're wondering what that is, basically what we're doing is we're taking one of our flagship lines, the RE9 anti-aging skincare line, and we're incorporating it with a couple other of our skincare products to create an at-home ultimate facial experience. So since I started Arbonne, and that was now 7 years ago, well, officially August 1st will be 7 years ago, this script and the products have evolved, but basically it's always followed the same kind of thing. So that's what we have, and that's what we share with people as our spa party, our facial party. Another thing that we do is our healthy living happy hour party. But, why do we do the facial parties and what are the benefits? This is an amazing way to get these products in front of a group of people all at once and get an ultimate experience of our spa line, our prep work line, our RE9 anti-aging skincare line, and then of course a little bit of nutritional sampling while we're there too, right? So what happens is once people are actually in the seats and they get this full pampering, they're gonna absolutely fall in love with how their skin feels, how it looks, getting to try the products on, and then the knowledge that we share and the education that we're sharing within the script is always eye-opening to new faces and to new minds, because every time I've shared this, there's always people saying, wow, I didn't know that, or oh my gosh, I didn't know that about the ingredient policy, about what animal rendering is, about the benefits of plant-based skincare, and so on. So what you can expect at these events is you're going to have orders, like everyone is probably going to be ordering, so you're going to have new preferred clients, possibly new independent consultants. Don't ever doubt that people won't sign up as a consultant right on the spot at one of the spa parties. You're also looking to book from the party. We love saying book a party from the party, because if you keep doing that, you are just going to consistently have new bookings, consistently getting in front of new faces and new networks, and consistently growing your business. And all of that also, what does that do? Helps your central district so that you can earn your district manager bonus. And you're also teaching your team and helping your team on how to grow their new business too. So there's some incentives that you can offer that we'll go over like during the presentation, so that people will want to book right on the spot. And then, you want to train your team how to do this too, because if they know exactly how to do this, you won't even have to worry about being there once you've taught them how to do it once, maybe twice. But if you, I'm recommending that, one of the 4 launches, we always do 4 launches in our team, and that can be 2 in person and 2 online. If you can do them all in person and then also add online, even better. But I do recommend doing one of the launches as a facial launch, because that's such a great way to learn how the products work, and then people to have an instant experience and hear about the business and the products all at once and get some orders and start to build your team and build your clientele. And then you're teaching your team how to duplicate. So basically we're just teaching this over and over and over and over again. So if you follow this, I promise you, you will have a successful experience, and you will also be instilling confidence and competence in your team that they can do this on their own also. And what do we say in Arbonne? If you can read and smile, you can do this. So always stick to the script, and it's totally fine to print it out and have it right in front of you and be reading off of it. Because what does that say to other people? It says, wow, I can do that too. She's just standing there, reading the script. Of course, look up and engage with people. But when other people see that's what we do, they think that they can do it too. Or you have an iPad, or if you want to read it off your phone, that works also. But never be hesitant or feel like, oh, I'm supposed to know all of this and wow everyone that I have it memorized. No, I highly recommend to always have the script there so that people can see that you're reading off of it, and just to stay in place. So I'm going to share my screen now so that you guys can see this folder and what's in there, and then I'm going to brief on how it looks and what the setup is. So let me share my screen. Okay, so you guys should be able to see this. So here is an example. This is actually from the other night of what a very simple facial party setup should look like. So you always want to have enough bowls, mirrors, washcloths, and headbands for each guest. So I think we had like 8 people at this party. Every bowl they're black, so you can't see them because the bowls are black, but there's a headband so that people can put and hold their hair back, a washcloth, a hand mirror, or those little pop-up mirrors are fine. And that's at every station. Then we have the full RE9 anti-aging skincare line out. We have the other products, which include the prep work line and some of the spa line. And hold on 1 second, I lost my little thing here. Okay, there it is. And then the menu. So I recommend having a few of these menus printed out and laminate it because they'll have a tendency to get wet at these things. But here's just an example I wanted to show you guys of what this looks like, and a couple more examples of a facial setup. So it just depends your style. You know, you can go and get Target, Home Goods, the Dollar Tree. All of these places are wonderful stores that you can get these bowls, washcloths, headbands, and mirrors at. You know, you don't have to break the bank getting them, but once you invest in them once, you can use them over and over and over again. And then eventually, you know, you might need to replace some headbands that get lost or washcloths that get a little ratty, but all in all, you're gonna use this over and over again. And I love to have display plates for the products so that they look nice on the table. So here's another example and one more so you guys can see, and these are all in the Dropbox so you can reference this. Here's another beautiful setup. So I think at this point, because of the change in the packaging of our product lines, it's really nice to have some neutral colors, but it's whatever you want. That's not a big deal, but just so you get an idea of that. Okay, so in this, it's called Furbacher Region Arbonne Spa and Facial Party Guide. There is a document, 6 steps to booking. This doc is a little old school, but it really gets the point home and is what we do. This is how to book, what words and verbiage to use, how to ask to book a facial party with someone, because you want to ask hosts to host for you, and that's a great way to get, you know, in front of a new network. Here's a guide to booking and executing the facial parties. I did create this one, and there's some helpful tips, what to say, what to include in the hostess email, exact verbiage of what to copy and paste into the email. So I always sent a confirmation email to the hostess after I've texted her the invite, because, you know, we do a lot of text, and you can also include it in the email. But here's exact verbiage of what to send to her, and then also with verbiage for how to invite. So that's in the guide to booking and executing section. And you always want to let your hostesses know to keep the setup simple. So that means what you want to have them do is clear off one main table where everyone is going to gather around to do the actual facial, okay? And then a small countertop to have some fizz. If you want to have a little bit of wine, go ahead. Grapes, you know, some like vegan cheese and crackers, and that's it. Emphasize not going all out crazy, no buffet, no catering. We want everything to be really simple and duplicatable, and we're focusing on the facials and the products, not so much, you know, the food. And I'm gonna go back and share my screen again. So you guys saw those samples. Oops. Move this bar over here. Okay. And here, there's also how to make an invite, okay? Some other things that you will need, like the host rewards flyer, if you're using host rewards, and that's also in the source. An example of an invite, our current order forms I put in here just to make things easy. I also have our current ASVP sheets in here, which you need both in all of these things at the facial, of course. And I want to show you what the, so this was a menu that I found. I do not know who created the original one, but I did modify and edit this menu so that it is current. So I want to share this with you guys so you can see it. Okay, why is it not? All right, there we go. So you can print this out. Do you have, you don't have to have a menu at every single bowl because I like to, you know, we want to save paper, but every other one. So I would say, you know, for an average party, have at least 4 of these printed out in color and laminated. Again, you're going to use this over and over again. We're not changing any of these products as far as I know now, but I do want to let everyone know in case you don't, we will be discontinuing the Genius Ultra skincare device. There's a lot of different reasons as to why Arbonne made that decision, and that's a separate conversation and training, but it's totally fine. So it's not included in here because after, I mean, as of I think a few days ago, we don't have it on the website anymore. So here is the ultimate facial guide. So what we do in the facial is step 1 is the RE9 cleanser. Step 2 is the prep work cleansing polish. So we exfoliate after we cleanse. Step 3, now this is optional because I've seen in facials if someone hasn't tried these products ever, maybe they have sensitive skin, if they do the cellular renewal mask and the rescue and renew mask, they can get a little red. That will subside. However, sometimes it's better to not have someone get too worried and scared in front of a group of people. So I'm saying that this is optional for people that are like, oh, give it to me. You know, I want to feel like the tingle. I want everything. I want to try it all. So this is optional, the cellular renewal mask. And notice I put optional, and this is what I added. I wrote, you know, not recommended for sensitive skin, just because that can get kind of red during the facial. So that is an option. But everyone is going to do the cleanser, the prep work polish, and then step 4 is going to be the rescue and renew mask. And I love this because while this mask is on everyone and drying for about, you know, 10 up to 15 minutes, this is the part in the script that I'm going to show you guys next, where we get to talk a little bit more about the company and the business and our background so that people can be familiar now with the whole thing. They're getting the full Arbonne experience because they're going to be learning also about who we are during this time. So it's a great opportunity to share when the masks are on. Step 5, after we massage these masks off, are the eye gel masks. These I love. I mean, come on, like people put them on and after they take them off, like it's an instant reduction of puffiness and it's all smooth. Like, people just love that because you see that instant result. Step 6 is the toner. I've added in a step 7, so that's going to be the intensive renewal serum. Definitely have to have everyone try that. Step 8 is the eye cream. And step 9 is the RE9 night cream or the prep work dew cream. If it's, you know, someone in their early 20s, they might want to stick with the prep work dew cream. However, I'm a huge fan of the RE9 night cream because it's so luxurious and it does so much for our skin. I love during the facial in the script, we say day cream protects and night cream corrects. Isn't that cute? So what I've done is, you know, people can also try the RE9 day lotion if it's daytime when you're doing the facials and they're going to be out in the sun afterwards. If not, whichever one is not put on their face, depending on the time of day it is, I put a tiny bit of the other one on everyone's hand. So the other night we did this and it was at night, so everyone got to try the night cream. So what I did was I went around and gave everyone a little tiny dot of the day lotion on their hand so that they could still get a feel for the product. And now they've experienced the whole RE9 line. So that is the menu. I'm going to breeze through the script with you guys now so that you can all be familiar with what it looks like. It's probably really familiar to a lot of you. So I want to share what the difference is. Here's the ultimate facial script, and then we have the core presentation support guide from Arbonne that is on the source. So that one kind of jumps between, well, it jumps between the whole entire spa line and educating people on the spa line, educating people on the RE9 line, and then also the nutrition. So it's a little bit different from what we do with the regular spa facial. This one is a little bit more specific. So, whoops. I'm gonna open this so that you guys can see it. So Some notes. So what you want to have at the facial party are obviously all of these products, and then 4 or 5 of your other favorites to share at the end of the facial. I always recommend having the full 30 Days to Healthy Living kit ready to be set up and to go next to wherever the food is, so that people can see the whole value of it. And I emphasize having all of the products in the 30 Days to Healthy Living kit. So that means actually 2 bags of protein, not just 1, 2 boxes of fizz, 2 boxes of the detox tea, to show this, the whole value, so people see everything that comes in it. So, because we had a ton of people that were so excited to do the facial the other night, but they also wanted to know about the 30 days. So we had it set up so that they could see it. Some people ended up buying protein with the skincare. It was wonderful. So the other things that you want to have are the Rescue and Renew Detox Scrub. This is going to be at the kitchen sink, so that it's still in the same main area as everything else. But this is like your icebreaker and a great way for people to get a full feel and smell of the Rescue and Renew line. And then this is the part where you get to know people at the sink, and you get to know a little bit about the guests. So I'll tell you that in a second. The other things you want to have, order forms, a lot of them. Don't ever forget your order forms, catalogs, prints of our current Arbonne special value packs for consultants and preferred clients, a couple printouts of the free current gift lists, and you can have some 30 days info as well. So those are some of the essentials. And do always bring at least 10 of your own pens, because I've gone before and people forget to have pens, and you need to have the pens so people can fill out the orders, right? We're doing this to have fun, but we're also doing this to run a business and collect orders. So we do want to have those things out. I know sometimes people get scared. I've shown up and I'm like, where's the order forms and the info on how to buy everything? And it's over in the corner, and it should be out with everything else, because the people that came obviously know that, they might be interested in getting the product line. So here, this is the start of the script. So, it says to dress casual and fun. If you have Arbonne gear that you love to wear, you can wear that, or whatever your personal style is. As long as you're showing up like a VP, that's fine by me. Keep it duplicatable. Again, snacks, simple, fizz, spa water, few snacks out. Staying on time is really important. The meet and greet portion should be the first 30 minutes, and then start on time. Remember, you're leading this presentation. So I've seen consultants get kind of scared to, rally everyone to get back over to the table area, but you're leading and they know that. So it's totally fine for like, all right, ladies, we're going to move this over to the facial table now, or all right, we're going to get started. Like, you're leading, so don't be scared to lead. So when everyone's there, introduce yourself to each guest, have them get a refreshment, whether that's spa water, wine, fizz, whatever. And then, after they settle in for a minute, what I do is I go around and ask everyone, oh, do you want to try a little hand pampering? And then they're like, yes. So I'll take them over to the sink, and then I take a tiny little bit of the Rescue and Renew scrub and have them rub it on the tops of their hands and into their nail beds. And I'll tell them, so this is our sea salt scrub. It has essential oils of tangerine and grapefruit in it. Doesn't it feel so good? It totally helps to exfoliate your skin. You don't even need hand cream afterwards. And then I'll ask them some questions like, so how do you and the hostess know each other? Oh, like, do you live in the area? Where do you live? Ask them what they do, or ask them questions about themselves or their family, and get to know them. Because that is, of course, in Arbonne, when we get to know someone, that is the key way to see how this could be a fit for them, or how it might help or transform their lives, whether it's the business or the products, or maybe they'd want to host for you. But this is the part where you get to know them. So it is a really important part of it. I wouldn't skip that part. So you can warm the washcloths if you want. I usually just fill the bowls with warm water before we start. And then what I'll do is usually dump them out and refill them and give them fresh water throughout the facial at least once. So if the party's hosted, meaning, your friend, someone is hosting for you, you want to give them and present them their hostess gift in front of everyone and thank them. Sometimes I'll do let's do a little cheers to Liz. Thank you so much for hosting for us. And hopefully you were able to get with the hostess and they were using a basket of Arbonne goodies up until the party, so that then they, who, you know, is the connection to all of the friends, can say how wonderful their experience was or share what they loved about what they've been trying so far and get their personal testimony in front of everyone. So everything like the order forms, ASVPs and the catalogs can be handed out at the end, but you can have them like ready and available nearby where you're doing the facial so that they're ready to go. Thank everyone for coming. So basically the rest, you were just going to read right off of the script. It's super easy. So you're going to share your why Arbonne, your my story, can be just a couple of minutes. We're all familiar with doing that. Your name, about you, where you're from, how you got introduced to Arbonne, what you love about it. And then we roll right into it. So the first couple pages, it's all bullet pointed. At first I thought kind of that it looked long, but once we actually did the presentation, it wasn't at all. It totally fell into place and made sense. So we're sharing now about the ingredients and the background of the company. So all of this is here. Stuff about the RE9. You know, when we started talking about the statistics and animal rendering, people were like, wow, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. And I was like, oh, they're gonna have such a good time. And you know, it's so important that people hear all of this background info because it really what sets us apart, you know, this whole thing about the ingredients. So let's see. So this part, when we get to it, says begin the facial. It's important to say, so this in red here, that the spa facial is equivalent to what you would do at a spa. So it's not your everyday regimen, although you can use the products daily. So it's a full experience that you can do as a special treatment at home once a week or once a month. Because if people think, oh, this is what I have to do every night in order to get this, it might scare people. And it's not, because we don't do this whole thing every night. But so I emphasize that in that quote. So here's a fun thing that I like to do before the facial starts. So they've had maybe their fizz or their wine, they've tried the hand scrub, and now I like to pass around so everyone can get a smell for the detox bath soak, because that aromatherapy is automatically relaxing. And if they want to take a few of the little salts and put them in their facial water, they can do that too. And it's just a nice way to get that aroma going and fully start to feel relaxed. And then I also follow by having everyone pass around the detox oil. And I always show them what to do first. So I'll put a couple dots on my arm and then rub it in so that they can smell that and they feel how great that feels. And you can also throw in the coconut body lotion too, or do that instead of the detox oil. But by now, what happens is the guests are like, oh, wow, like, I feel so relaxed. This is amazing. This smells so good. So then you roll right into the facial and everyone's already feeling great. And this is all very self-explanatory. So this tells you what to say, what's next, the cellular renewal mask or the rescue mask. And while that's on, here's the part where you can read about, where you do read about the opportunity with the masks are on. Then we go into the eye gels, toner, serum. So all of these steps are very self-explanatory. Like I said, you read right off of this. And another one of the most important parts is the end, is the close. And this is also a part where I see, you know, consultants kind of squirm because people are done and they're like, woo, and then someone might get up and they want to drink. Try to keep everyone at the table, because this is the part where you want to get everyone's attention so you can go over all of the different options on how that they can shop or book with you. Usually I will have a gift wrapped up, something that looks really cute, and say, oh, and if you'd like to book a party to do something like this for you and your girlfriends with me, if you want to book it tonight, you will get an extra gift and have that to be shown. And usually all the time I have someone go, oh, I'll host, or I want to do this. And you want to book with them right away that night. So have your calendar out and ready so that you can do that. So this section goes over the current RE9 price and breakdown. And then I will do 3 or 4 of my favorite Arbonne products. So it can be whatever you want. Here listed is the makeup primer, CC cream, healthy living program, which is, you know, a product and service all in one, talking about that. And then a little bit more about the business and then the options. So you're going to say, I'm sure all of you want to know about the best current deals to get these amazing products, right? I'm telling you guys, read right off of this script and you will have a very successful party. So it even says right now, pass around the forms and the ASVPs. So this is really simple to follow. And then you're going to close with the 4 ways to win. So client, preferred client, consultant, or host. And then, of course, if there's any special incentives for that month, which we usually have, make sure that you mention those. Or if we have like a limited edition offer that month, make sure that you mention that. And so even right here, it says close. Okay, so now we're going to have some shopping time. Go ahead and fill out your client profile and anything you'd like on your order form. I'm telling you guys, all you have to do is read this and everything, it will fall into place. And let's see, place orders, book presentations. So you want to keep this tight. So this part at the end, as soon as you're done doing the night cream and sharing your other 3 or 4 products, like in the script, you want to make sure that you're assuming that, you know, everyone's going to want to order the RE9 set and sign up as consultants and get everything. So you're going to be able to have that time to help everyone with their orders and go over the benefits. Because usually, you know, you might have to explain how the preferred client program works a couple times to people, because sometimes not everyone's listening all at once. Ideally, they all hear you all at once, but then someone's like, oh, wait, what did you say? So you're going to go around and collect orders from everyone. And then here's some tips. The last page. You know, taking people, being in that closing area. If someone is curious about the business, what to say and what to have. Again, the script is totally self-explanatory. All you have to do is read from it and the whole thing will flow beautifully so that it works for everyone. And that's it. Then you're going to collect all of the orders. The rest of the stuff in here is just, yeah, so there's examples of invites and the setup. And that's it, you know, like we have fun. Just make sure you're having fun and smiling, because everyone will be having fun and smiling with you, and they're there to feel good. So just keep emphasizing, you know, how does your skin feel like now? Or, you know, oh, your skin must feel great, or take a look how awesome your skin is. And when everyone has those masks on, I like to say, you know, when it dries, you're going to see all the little oil pulls from your pores. And just keep people happy. And it's such a great experience for them to have with Arbonne, getting to do this facial. And I'll usually have protein shake samples ready also. And of course the fizz, because people will have questions about the 30 days program and also want to order from there. So I guess I could open it up if anyone has a question. If anyone has any questions about it, you can unmute yourself and ask. Anyone have any questions? Or does it seem hopefully pretty simple, duplicatable? The idea is that if you duplicate this and you do this, you have a system and a structure for yourself and your team to follow. So, you know, if you're not there next time, you know that, you know, your consultant has all the tools and everything that they need to have a successful party. That's my intention with this folder.
Hey, Kristen, I have a question.
Yes, sure.
Because I've had, just for like the ending and wrapping people up with like ordering, like what if like no one's sort of like jumping on to like order things? Like I feel like once one person is, then people sort of start to follow. But I've definitely had parties where, well, now that like we are handing out everything like all together, that helped me on Friday when we had 2 parties. But just wondering if there are any other tips of like when there's like sort of that awkward moment of people like sort of like stirring, like wanting to order, but yeah.
Okay, so what I've done, and I'm pretty sure it's in the script too, is like I said, you just have fun. So at the end, I'll be like, so who wants to be a consultant and do the business with me? Because you know, not everyone's hand will go up, but maybe someone's might. And then it's kind of like I start there, and then I'll say, who is interested in the products and everything that we did. So they might raise their hand because they didn't raise their hand to the last thing. And I'll say, okay, so let's talk about, and I'm going to show you guys how to get this RE9 set. And I mean, again, it's in that script. So if you're following it, it's kind of just going to roll through everything and the steps necessary. But, you know, after you get to that point, if no one's writing anything down or people are just kind of playing with stuff, then you just go up to people individually, like especially the first person that you felt you were getting the most engagement from, and say, hey, Sally, so, oh my God, how does your skin feel? Did you enjoy it? So what do you think? Were you interested in possibly doing the RE9 set or getting some products or maybe hosting an event for yourself because you can earn product for free? Just like, you know, assume the positive, assume that they want this, assume like you're in that mindset. Because if you're like, okay, well, all right, guys, thanks, and you run away, nothing's going to happen. But if you do the, all right, like, let me sit down, so tell me what you love, and you're just keeping that positive flow and momentum, like it will happen. And then you know what, there is times where maybe just one or two people only order one or two things. But if you start big, like consultant and then preferred client ASVPs, and then if not that, then just at least the 150 PC order. And then if not, maybe just a couple things or one thing as a client, or if not, they're going to book a party with you. So you kind of like go from, you know, the biggest option down to what would be maybe just someone getting one thing or booking a party with you. Because, you know, the other night, I think there was, you know, like I said, there was 6 people. I think 4 people became preferred clients with huge orders. One lady was extremely interested, but she was more interested in the 30 days and took some samples home. So, you know, we had the protein there. We were able to put it in some baggies and give her stuff to take home and follow up. And with those people, you know, that is part of the following up factor. But if you can book your party with anyone that wanted to or expressed interest on the spot, do it on the spot, because here's what happens. As we know, the level of interest or possibility that they're going to actually do something, if they don't at the party and they say, okay, well, reach out to me tomorrow and we'll go over this order, or I'll take a look, it goes down. So you want to jump in and say, oh yeah, we can totally do that, but since I'm here now, is there any questions you had, or maybe we can sit down and take a look. You want to keep, you know, taking that next step with them while they're there. And then you can kind of feel the energy. If they're like, no, you know, I'm going to take it home. Can I take a catalog? Sure, no problem. I'll reach out to you tomorrow and then we can go over it. And then I always put a close, like for people that go home and maybe they haven't ordered and they said they're going to, I'll put a time frame. Like, all right, guys, so I'm going to close out the party for our amazing hostess, Katie. You know, she was our host. I'm going to close it out this weekend on Sunday the 19th. So that way, the orders that go in from the party, you know, she'll get to get her goodies from. So you want to have a time frame on it. So if someone says I'll order later, they know, okay, well, I have to, you know, get my order done by Sunday.
Right. Okay.
Can I interject something, Kristen?
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, great. So I have done so many spa parties. Like, I cannot even tell you how many frickin' spa parties and facial parties that I have done. And as I've gone in this, the part of this business that I think you have to be okay with is understanding that this may take time to develop the skills of bringing in that positive energy and checking all those boxes. So just the more you do it, the better you're going to get.
Yes.
So that's like the first thing I'd say. But that second of all, I just cannot emphasize enough how unbelievably true what Kristen is saying is. That is all about having fun. I've now just my booking rates, my follow-up rates, my sign rates, everything has just so increased. My batting average has gotten so much higher since I just kept doing it. And now I started having so much fun. One of the biggest keys, like if you can remember this one, that will really, really help you, is that when the guests arrive, they should think that you are also a guest. They should have no idea that 2 o'clock when you're like, okay, Christy, like, should we get started? And Christy's like, oh yeah. You know, that people are like, oh, what's happening? And you're like, so highlight, I'm so happy Christy had me over. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. Like, well, you know, and like really genuinely, like even sometimes you got to fake it till you make it, right? Like, but it will start to become so genuine because really these parties are so much fun. But that's really, really key. I just did an event in Vegas where, you know, I told that to Rita. Hi, Rita, who's on DM. I said, you know, when people come over, you know, I'm going to just be mingling. And then when it starts, you know, then I'll get up and it's somehow, it tells a lot of stories. You know, it tells a lot of people like, oh, Arbonne, it doesn't take a certain kind of person to be an Arbonne consultant. Like, I thought this girl was just like another guest, but oh, she can do this business. And oh, I already got to know her and she was pretty cool. And she was just kind of being nice and fun. You know, that sets up a different tone then you know that. And then the second thing I wanted to say is make sure you get there early for a couple reasons. One, you just don't want to be frazzled and you want to have your host and yourself enough time to really set up properly, but also because you don't want guests, you know, watching you, and be mindful of this when you're packing for your event. You know, you don't want to tell the story of, oh, all these things that I have to bring, and then I got to set these things up. Like, you want to show people how simple and duplicatable it is. So be mindful of that when you're packing. You know, I know sometimes we want to bring the entire Arbonne catalog, but really stick to what the script has and what Kristen's put in that limit, so that you can carry everything in one carload.
Yes,
you know
so
I mean?
that's a great point. Some tips to add, and thank you, Michelle, is I always tell everyone not more than 2 of your Arbonne reusable bags plus your purse. You only want to have 2, because if, again, everything is, people will do or see what you're doing, not always what you say. So that shows, okay, you know, I can read off a script, I can handle 2 bags. Do arrive 30 minutes early so that you can settle in with your host. If she needs help with anything, make her feel relaxed, and then you're all set up and ready to go. And then, yeah, you don't have to be this Arbonne person wearing a smock doing some kind of demo. You're there to have fun and introduce yourself, and, you know, you're getting to know people and you're becoming friendly with them and their friend, so that when you get up to do the presentation, you're not separate and this Arbonne person, but you're their friend. You've been talking, like, you guys got to know each other at the hand scrub at the sink. So now we're all cool and we're all like on the same page. So thank you, Michelle. Those were great things that I always train on to and add in when I'm sharing, you know, getting people ready for their facial party. So I'm going to wrap this up because I want to stay in good time, because I'm going to be able to upload this to our YouTube channel. But if anyone has any other questions, I'd always love to help. You know, reach out to me if you want to have a little pep talk before your party. But I'm telling you guys, I've done dozens and dozens and dozens of these. This was like the big thing when I was at the area manager level. I was doing tons of these. And at one point I was booking a party from a party from a party. I lived in South Bay and I was driving to Pasadena like multiple times a month because these girls just kept booking from the parties. So go with the intention, like set your intentions before you walk in, and of what you want to create, the vibe that's going to happen, and you know how everything is going to go, and how many people you're signing up, and how much QV you will have, and put positive intentions into it. Is everything always going to go perfect? No, it's life. Nothing always ever goes perfect. Will you have killer, absolutely fantastic, huge facial parties? Yes, sometimes you will. Will you have sometimes where you only get one order, or maybe only one person shows up? Yes, that might happen too. But you know, don't quit. I'm an example, right? I'm the example. I've been here 7 years. I'm still doing it. So thank you guys so much. Hopefully this was helpful for everyone. Again, you're gonna have access to this script and all of the details via this link. And I appreciate everyone in this team so much, and I'm so excited to grow and practice this together. So thank you guys. Have a fantastic night.